Go ahead.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Mitchh and Nem podcast. I'm your host, Mama Mitch.
And I am your other host, Master Mitch. And we are the Mitches. I'm just playing. But we are.
Mitchells.
They don't know us as Mitchells.
Oh, okay.
They don't know
Well,
us
they're
as
the
Mitch.
Mitchells. Okay.
Oh, I done told you about that.
What you told me about?
Anyway, y'all, we did a thing. We did a crazy thing. So we did something 10 months ago.
Yes.
And we are now speaking on it. The reason why we waited so long was to just give it time for people to heal and to process, and
a lot of processing.
yeah, just to feel comfortable, with it, whatever. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm trying to figure out where to even start. So I'll start. You go ahead and start with your end of it, how we even came to what we did.
Well, approximately 2 years ago, I discovered that we had a niece. She's 33 years old and beautiful young lady. So in the process of that, we discovered that by Ancestry. Ancestry had linked her to my oldest brother. And after we found her, or she found us, then he suggested that we all do Ancestry to see if we could find other family members. And I took the Ancestry test, and the result was that naturally I had my siblings that I was related to, but then there was an additional person that I was related to that they were not a relative of.
Correct.
And upon questioning who this person was, I learned that that I knew to be my father was not my father. It was someone else, which it took some time. It hit hard because I had questions, and it's how do you approach someone who you've known all your life to ask these things, but it had to be done. And that led to me telling you and your brothers about it, and because it was just as much something that you needed to know as much as I did.
Right.
And then we went from there.
Okay, so yes, the person that she matched up with was actually her sister. So like she just said, she found out her father that she knew was not her biological father. So she spoke to us about it, my brothers and I. She spoke to us about it, and we were all like, what? So we not this, we not that. We just, we clown a lot too, but it was just like, dang.
I think that's how we cope with things.
Yeah, we clown a lot.
We laugh and joke and, you know.
So this was 2 years ago. We found this out. This is in 2020. So her plan was to write her sister just to see,
gather information.
Yeah, just to gather information, get her the answers that she needed. And this woman kept this doggone letter. Like, me and my brother, we kept asking, like, Mom, you sent the letter? Mom, you sent the letter?
I couldn't do it.
No. And we just like, what you waiting on?
I couldn't do it.
She really couldn't do it. Like, months and months and months, all the way over a year, she kept the letter. And so I was like, you know what? We found out a little bit about her. We found out like her profession. This is stuff we found out on our own. And so with her profession requires an appointment. And I was like, you know what? We just gonna ride down there. She's actually she lives a couple hours away from here. And I was like, Mom, like, what we got to lose? I'm about to set up an appointment. And she was like,
You gonna set up an appointment?
Right. She's like, you about to set up an appointment? I was like, yeah. She's like, You ain't gonna do that. Yes, I am. I'm like, Mom, like, you want to know, you know what I'm saying? And I think I got to the point where I didn't like seeing my mom. She wasn't like depressed or nothing, but I could just feel like her yearning for just like more answers.
We're connected.
Don't touch me. But yeah, I could just feel it. Like I wanted, it's like I got to the point where I wanted her to have answers more than I wanted it more than she, or it's not the same. So I'm like, I'm gonna schedule an appointment. So I end up calling, and they had no availabilities, nothing closed. It was like, oh, she doesn't take any new patients. This certain day is her only day she takes patients. So. And I'm like, okay, I kept calling. I was like, you don't want to, or where you come? I'm just coming up with stuff, just trying to make a case for myself to be able to be accepted to have.
Sooner than
right.
2 or 3 months out.
Right, and it didn't happen. So for, how long? 2 months straight? Mm-hmm. I kept calling. I called every other week probably. First it was like every week, and then it went down to like every other week. And finally I had got an appointment, and the appointment was still 2 months away.
And I remember I kept asking, you really going to do that?
Yeah. The appointment was 2 months away. So I'm like, well, Mom, we got time. And then it's like, but I knew, thinking like, I know this time about to go by fast or whatever. So the month that came, which was in June, that we decided.
I remember when I think they called for, the reminder. And when they called you, you called me, and you were like, "Ma, I just got the reminder. So what time we leaving, and what time we this, and what time?" And I was like, I am not going in. I'm not doing that. This is you, and
well, the plan wasn't for you to go in,
right? But it's like I had a lot of reservations because that would be such a shock. I'm thinking in my head how I would react to something like that, to that type of news, and I was just thinking, do we really want to shock them, or do we really want to take a chance like that? And this one says, Mom, I'm a G. I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
going.
Okay. And then I was thinking, well, who am I to tell her how to do the first meeting, how to do the first greeting? Because she is a relative as well. And although she didn't take the test, now she knows that this is her aunt. Who am I to tell her how she is supposed to meet her aunt? That is her relationship. That will be her relationship with her aunt.
Right. So I called her about the reminder. She got nervous. I'm calling her like, okay, what's the plan? When we leaving? What time we going? We got to make sure we leave in enough time to get there on time, because I did not want to wait 2 or 3 more months for another appointment. So we all got the next day came, and we got in the car. We started heading down there. And
it's just you and I.
Yeah, it was just me and my mom. And the whole ride, that jump went by fast. I'm not going to lie. This is supposed to be a 2.5-2 hour ride.
Yeah.
It felt like 45 minutes. It literally looked like we just blinked our eyes and we were there.
But because we talked, you asked me how I felt, and I reminded you that I wasn't going to be meeting them. So I felt good, and I asked you how you felt.
But you were still nervous, though.
I was nervous for you. I was nervous for you. Why. Because like I said, I played the scenario again and again in my head, different ways. And I was like, oh, Lord, what are we doing? What are we doing? But, hey, I was there to support you. And I
was there to support you. You're making it seem as if like this was done because I did this. You did this. You so did I know you was there to support me, and I know you had no intentions of.
That was the thing. I had no intentions of going in.
Right,
in there
but I didn't need the support. Like I said, I did this for you. Okay.
You made me go.
Yeah. Nigga.
You said.
Yeah. You're going to go. What the heck? What, you thought I was going to take a trip by myself?
You could have told me about it.
No. So anyway, the ride was fast. We pulled up to...
And we rode out on John P. Key.
Yes, we rode out on John P. Key the whole time. Lord knows we needed it.
Yeah, we needed that.
We needed Uncle John. So we was there. We pulled up, and she actually had a friend meet her down there. she had a friend that was already there in the city, and she met us there at the office as well.
Yeah, so my girlfriend Misty, she called while we were en route, and so we started with a conversation about her our job, because she's also a coworker. So she was asking me something job related, and we talked, and I said, well, when I get back I will check it. And she was like, where are you headed to? And I said, well, we're headed to Orlando for an appointment. Orlando? Well, I'm in Orlando. What are you guys going to do afterwards? And I said, well, I'm not sure. I said, we're getting back on the road, we're headed back. I said, but we're headed for an appointment. Tiffany has an appointment. She was like, well, where at? Because I'm here. And she kept questioning, like, where? So I finally told her, like, the short version of what was happening. And she said, oh my goodness, I'm meeting you there. Mm-hmm. Send me the address. So we arrived in Orlando.
Yeah, she beat us there.
Yeah.
She was there first.
She was.
Mm-hmm. And so we parked or whatever, and I saw the time. We really got there maybe 10 minutes before my appointment.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, my mom kept asking how I felt. I was like, I don't know. Like, I feel fine. Like, I really was fine. Like, all the way through. I just got out the car like it wasn't nothing and just walked in.
Said, oh shoot, we got here fast.
Yeah. That's why I said we did get there fast. I was like, oh shoot, like we got here real fast or whatever. And I ended up getting out the car or whatever, and her friend got in the car with her. I went inside. Had to fill out all that paperwork. Y'all already know how it is with a new patient paperwork. I had to fill out. I'm like, I'm doing all this just for this. I don't like doing that. And so we filled out the paperwork, or I filled out the paperwork, and I waited, and they called me. So I still was not nervous. This is when I got nervous. So when they called me, I went in, and I already know what my aunt looks like. I already know what my mom's sister looks like. She showed us a picture, and I remember going through the door to go to the back, and she walked past, and my heart just, like, I had like this, uh-oh. Like, oh shoot. And so then I ended up, they was asking me questions, how much you weigh, and it's crazy because, like, I'm hearing them call her name. I see, like, where I was sitting, you could see her desk, and you could see, like, her nameplate. I'm just like, I'm really, like, looking like, oh my gosh, like, she's right there. Like, this crazy. So anyway,
and in the meantime, we're in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like, going back and forth. Well, what do you think is happening right now? What do you think?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well,
because they texted me a couple times.
Yeah.
Or whatever. They did text me. So then they were like, do you need to use the restroom or anything? And I was like, no, I'm good. After they asked, like, all my questions, my history questions. So I went inside in the waiting room, and she was like, okay, so first, the doctor, she's going to come and talk to you first, and then we're going to and then she'll leave out then, like, your change or whatever. So I was like, can I use the restroom? She was like, oh, you got nervous? I was like, yeah. So I went ahead and went to the restroom, and I'm, like, in the bathroom, like, talking to myself, like, all right, Mitch, all right, girl, you got it, like, pump myself up, like, oh my gosh, like, this is happening, like, this is about to happen. So I was sitting there and just sitting for, like, 10 minutes. I'm looking, like, under the door. I see, like, the shadows of everybody's feet walking by. I'm like, who feet about to stop? And not. So I'm looking the whole time, and finally it happened. And she came in, and she, doing her thing, being professional, being very sweet. And she was just like, how are you doing? Like, what brought you all this way and stuff? And she's asking questions, and she did, like, introduce herself. She asked me questions. She's like, what brought you all this way? And I was just like, I'm kind of nervous. I was like, I was letting her say, oh no, you don't have to be nervous. I was like, yeah. I said, well, I came all this way, for you. And then she was just like, okay. I said, yeah. I said, so I don't know how to say this, but you're my mom's sister. And then she's like, okay, I'm your mom's sister. She must have thought I was mentally ill. Because she didn't take me serious at all. Like, okay, help her. You know, my mama's sister. So I was like, you guys were. I was like, I said, you guys have the same father. She was like, okay. And she was like, how am I, no, I said, you're my aunt, and I said, my mom's your sister. And then I said, you guys have the same father. She's like, okay. And how is this so? I said, well, you guys were a match on Ancestry. And then she was like, okay. It's almost like she had like this, okay, like this may be.
Yeah.
And so after she kind of like, wasn't too curious anymore, that's when I felt better, because I felt like I got all the hard stuff out. And then I was like, Mom, you guys became a match, like at this time, it was like over a year ago. And I was just like, she's been holding on to this letter. She's been wanting to send. And she got to the point where we kept asking, did she send it? She didn't send it. So I decided to come and schedule this so you all can meet. I started showing her pictures of my mom. And she was like, oh, she's beautiful. She's gorgeous. I was like, thank you, whatever. And then I said, she's actually here. She's actually in the parking lot. I was like, would you be able, would you want to meet her? She's like, okay. She's like, well, wait, so you don't need an appointment? And I was like, I said, I'm due for one, but not from my aunt. Not from my aunt. I'll wait till I get back. Not from my aunt. I'll wait till I get back. So she was like, okay, so okay. So then she basically like made some adjustments. I was like, I think she only had a few people to see that day, like a couple people. So after she saw that, she was like, when I'm done with work, I'll be open to meet her or whatever. I was like, okay. She was like, so just have her come in. Like, she wanted me to go get her, have her come in. She's like, are you going to be in here with us? I said, no. I said, this is y'all moment. I don't need to be in here. This is between y'all two. She's like, okay, well, just have them. She had me send a message to, the front desk or whatever, and give them instructions on what to do. And that was that. So I go out to the car.
Yeah. So in the meantime, while she's inside, my girlfriend and I, we're in the vehicle, and she's constantly asking me, what do you think is happening? I don't know. She's probably in the back by now, because initially we were texting and she was responding, and then there was dead silence. So I said, so I guess they're meeting now. So I reclined my seat to kind of relax and close my eyes for a minute. And she was like, biting her nails and saying, I can't believe you're this calm. I'm sitting over here freaking out. And I said, well, it's not me that's going in, it's her. So I'm just concerned. I said, just keep a lookout, because in case SWAT shows up, because they got a crazy person inside this building, and this lady has called for the police. I said, so you just keep a lookout. And so as we were saying this, Mitch comes out, and she has no expression on her face. Like, I can't tell if she's upset. I can't tell if she's happy.
Because I also had on the mask.
Yes, yeah. Also a mask. So, but even the eyes, I'm like, I can't tell. And I'm like, is my baby okay? Did she hurt her feelings? Like, all of this stuff is going through my head. So she walks around and she comes onto my side, and I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yes, I'm okay. And she takes the mask off. Yeah. And I said, oh, okay. And she was like, yeah, she wants to meet you. And I was like, huh? Wait, what?
Yeah, it threw her off. And I was like, she want to meet you. And it's so crazy. She really like froze up for real. She was like, wait. She's like, no, wait. And so she's getting out the car, and I'm getting in the car. I'm getting in the driver. She's like, no, what are you doing? I was like, Mom, I'm not going there with y'all. Like, I told her, this is y'all moment. This is y'all thing. I don't need to be in there. Like, and my mom thinking like, I'm trying to chill. Like, I done did the hard part. So you need to take your behind in there and finish. Like, no, Till, come with me. I'm not coming. So, she went in there.
I was looking so toe up too.
Cause she ain't, that's what she get. Always be prepared. Cause I was like, she should have worn something better. She should have had on something better.
I didn't even have earrings. So my girlfriend, she was like, where are your earrings? As soon as she saw me, she was like, where are your earrings? And I said, I didn't wear earrings. I said, it's a turn and burn. We're coming down here. We're going to turn around and go right back. She was like, oh my gosh. She got out of the vehicle with me, went to her car, got earrings so I could and she was like, put these on right now. So I put the earrings on, but I had a scarf on. I had sweats. I was totally unprepared for that moment, and it just totally threw me off guard. But yeah, she nudged me away from the vehicle, and I went in.
Yep, she went in, and so we were out. So at this point, I'm out there with my Aunt Misty, my mom friend, and we're just sitting there. And she was like, "So what happened?" She's asking me all questions, and I'm answering some of them or whatever. So we're just waiting on my mom to come back. How long you were in there for?
I don't know. It seemed like forever.
I think you were in there for like 30 to 45 minutes, and then she came out. So the same way she felt when I came out, she had on the mask. So I'm like, okay, like she has no expression. She just walking regular. So now she gets in the back seat, and we're looking like, she ain't saying nothing. We're like, you okay? So she gets in and kind of puts her head on the seat, and with her hands on the seat and put her head down. So I'm thinking like, oh boy, like I'm gonna have to go to the other side, like something happened to my mama. Like that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, Mom, are you okay? And then she's like, yeah. And then I was like, how was it? She was like, it was amazing. We was like, can you lead with that? Can you lead with that? Because we really thought something happened, but I think she was just like trying to just...
I was in shock. It was surreal. I could not believe what had just happened.
Right. Yeah. And so she ended up telling, her version of it, and we were just all tuned in, and, how did you feel? I mean, the meetup. Tell them about the meetup.
The meetup, when I walked in, it was to me, I'm still in shock from it. Actually, I am literally still in shock from it, from the greeting, from the reception. It wasn't like she just walked in and we embraced. She walked in, she introduced herself, and she said, she was like, tell me how all of this came to be. And I shared the story about Ancestry, and she told me how my daughter came in, and she said that she's her niece, and that I'm her sister. And she was like, and I said, yeah, and probably in your head you're like, but I'm an only child. She said, exactly. So it was the way she received both of us was more than I could ask for. I'm still in shock. I keep saying that because literally you have no idea how it feels to, anticipate, like play every scenario out in your head, the worst that could occur and the best that it could occur, and it exceeded everything. It exceeded everything. She handled it with such grace. And then actually when I sat there and thought about it once I got with my daughter, I was like, she did it so well. She did the process. She received the information. She processed it so quickly in her head that it almost seemed like she knew, or that her bedside manner as a physician was just so on point that anybody would be like just ecstatic about having her, provide a service for them. Like she just did that transition so quickly, and it was just so graceful.
Yeah,
it was so graceful. But we talked, we exchanged information. I talked about my concerns coming there, with you coming there, and that, it would be just such a shock. She was, oh no, it was okay. It's okay. It's okay. So, yeah. So she met two family members all at one time.
She did. My mom was able to get a lot of answers that she didn't have. And that's all I wanted. And that's how I wanted to do it, because it sucks just not knowing. And then it's like it sucks having the opportunity to know and you still can't get the answers that you need. So I really just wanted that for my mom. I'm happy she was like a little kid. Like she was so happy, like I have a sister. She has other sisters, but we love family, so
yes,
we all about family.
Do love family.
Very family oriented. So she was just so happy. I have a sister, I have a nephew, I have a this, I have a that. Like just happy. That's how you said it.
That's how I said it.
I just played.
What I did.
But I have a sister, I have a nephew, I have a I'm done. But so yeah, that's all I wanted for her. My aunt is extremely beautiful. You guys say how beautiful my mom is. I say how beautiful my mom is, but my aunt, they definitely favor beautiful long hair, just calm, just have this calm spirit about her. Like we said, we wanted to protect her and protect everything she had going, because we came into her space, her work, her place of business, and she really just, like my mom said, she was very receptive. I'm happy we did it. That was probably one of the best days of our lives. Like we was going back home, and at the time I didn't tell my mom the story. I only told her friend, so I let her know what was my side of the story when I went in, and she was just laughing. She was happy, and we really just couldn't. It didn't like hit us, like we could not register that it just happened. Like we really just did this, So yeah, that's basically the story. I vlogged it, so it is on my YouTube channel. Yeah, so y'all be able now be mindful that we did not, put people on camera and stuff like that. But as far as seeing the emotions, the reactions, what we just explained, and to even the questions that my mom had for her and what they spoke about is all in there. But yeah, so it is on my YouTube channel. If you guys don't know, my channel is MasterMitchh, MasterMitchh. Remember, it's 2 H's on Mitch, so you can get the rest of the story on there. But we also want to say that you guys, we realize I did this for my mom, but I'm the type of person, I don't like, what should've, could've, would've. I should've took a chance. I have a grandmother. I talk to my grandmother every day, every single day, and I talk to a lot of my elders. I'd rather talk to my elders than people my age or younger, because I learned so much. And one thing that I always pick up on is they always say what they was supposed to do. I had the opportunity to do this, and I was supposed to do this, and they never did it. And I don't want to be 70 and 80 years old trying and saying what I should have did when I should have just did it at my age. So my mama tell you, I go for everything. I go for it with no hesitation, because life's too short and life moving too fast, and I don't want to get to a point where I can't do those things. So yeah, but she was shocked. She was like, I'm like the brave one or whatever. She was real shocked. Yeah.
And just if you're out there and you're contemplating, meeting someone, meeting a family member, just be prepared for anything. My situation is unique, and I'm very blessed to have it turn out the way that it did. But make sure that you're prepared for the good and the bad, because there may be some things you find out that you're not going to be happy with. There may be some things you find out that you are very pleased with, but just be prepared for anything.
Right. Definitely. Take a chance, y'all. Take the chance. I mean, when I was talking to her, I was explaining, like, in my mind, like, the worst could happen is you'll just kick me out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just get kicked out. Okay. I wasn't going to go crazy. Oh, you can't kick me out, my mama outside. No, you.
Again, which is why we were waiting for SWAT to show up.
No, I was just gonna walk out, like, and then I knew what I was getting myself into. So once again, just go for it. Life is short. I have a lot of people that reach out to me just to get encouragement and everything. When people talk to me, they get that. They get encouragement, they get motivation, because I don't know, the same as that advice I would want to give other people. And if you guys are on Ancestry, or even if you're not on Ancestry and you heard through the grapevine, or your uncle, your auntie, and them done told you that, hey, I heard you got a sister around the corner, or you got a sister on this side of town, or whatever, like, take that chance and go. Like I said, the worst they could say is no. If they cuss you out, okay, but at least you played your part. You did all you can do. And like I told my mom, we did our part.
Mm-hmm.
We did. And just to follow up, even after.
So since then, we haven't had any communication. However, I did mail that letter, and I sent her an additional letter.
She finally mailed the letter.
But it didn't happen right away.
Right. She still waited until this year.
Yeah, it's a process. I'm I'm still processing this information. I'm still dealing with, it is a little trauma there. Maybe a lot of trauma. I don't know. But I'm dealing with it. But this is part of the healing process. And when it comes down to it, I have to ensure that this whole that has occurred is going to make me better. It's not going to defeat me. It's not going to make me feel like I'm less than. I am who I am, and I'm thankful. I'm grateful because I couldn't have been. There was a possibility that there were options back then, but I'm here, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the choice that I am here. So, if you're contemplating anything about Ancestry or another DNA, or if you're just contemplating confronting people, just know that sometimes people are not aware. People are not aware of what's going on or your results or anything. They have been given information that has gotten them to this point. And just know I'm over 50 years old, and that has been my life for 50 years of my life. That was what I believed. So the learning and relearning and accepting forgiveness and all of this other stuff, it's going to take time, and it's a process. So I did not mail the letter right away. I still had some things to work through. And then when I was ready, I did. So now it's time for her to process these things too. It was an initial shock. Yes, she received it, but it's still a lot to have to deal with, and I have to allow her that time. I had 2 years to deal with it before Mitch even addressed it. So I have to allow her that time too. It may take longer than 2 years. It may take 3, 4, I don't know.
Or she may not even reach out at all.
And she may not at all, but at least we know that she's there. She knows that I'm here, and whenever she's ready, I'll be waiting to, for this. And I'm still the baby girl, so
yeah, she happy. She the youngest whatever
girl.
Yeah. Anyway, but
I still hold that title.
My mom's biological father has passed on.
Yes.
We did find out that he actually lived in the same city where we are right now, which was crazy.
And the city where I started my career.
Yeah.
Both. So, I don't know if we've ever crossed paths, but it's too late for the shoulda, woulda, couldas.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's time to, look to the future and see what that holds for us.
That's right, you guys. And I mentioned this even on my YouTube video. I was like, one of the things, I don't know if, like we said, someone else is out there who's contemplating, because just like my mom said her sister may have been unaware or whatever, maybe she even maybe had an idea and didn't even know how to approach it herself. A lot of people, somebody gotta take that step, and it was us. But if anyone is needing, you want to reach out to me, definitely reach out to either Mitchh Podcast 2022 at gmail.com if you have a similar story, or you can reach out to my MasterMitchh email, MasterMitchh 2020 at gmail.com. But yeah, just to share your story, if you want to come on the show, if you need someone for more support, girl, I just know that didn't happen. That didn't happen. I told you about that, Mom.
Okay, it's too late now. Move on. It's time. Don't look to the past.
No,
we're moving forward. We're moving forward.
Y'all, she never take her alarm off and then get surprised when it happens.
I stopped it. I did stop it, John.
So
thank you for pointing that out.
Did you snooze it?
I stopped it.
Thank you. That's a good question. Good question, John. Thank you.
We ain't gonna be friends.
No, because y'all, MamaMitchh
we
trip.
Can't be friends.
MamaMitchh trip when it comes to this. Boy, it's like the roles flip. I'm the mama, she the daughter. She bad. I'm like, Mom, you don't get your girl. But yeah, Yeah, y'all. So you guys can reach out to me. Like I said, you want to come on the show. You need someone there for more support. But once again, the blog is on my YouTube channel of this whole situation from beginning to end. And yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys on the next episode. And peace.
Bye.